Hello, my name is Brett Spence, and today we'll be talking about Napoleon's Spanish regiment, the Joseph Napoleon Regiment. Alright, let's begin. In 1807, Charles IV of Spain sent an expeditionary force to support Napoleon in the War of the Fourth Coalition, where they were commanded by Marquess of La Roma, and this force, called the Division of the North, laid siege to the Swedish fortress of Stralsund, and later was put on garrison duty in Denmark. The division was still in Denmark when Napoleon invaded Spain and overthrew the Spanish monarchy and placed his brother Joseph on the Spanish throne, starting the Peninsular War. When news got to them on what was happening in Spain and what Napoleon did, they found his actions disgraceful, but being far from Spain and surrounded by the French, they couldn't do anything. But a British agent named James Robertson, who disguised himself as a cigar merchant, managed to get into contact with La Roma, and in private he revealed his mission to La Roma, but he thought that Robertson was a French agent testing his loyalty to the French. But after Robinson finally convinced La Roma that he was in fact a British agent, and La Roma admitted that he did not trust Napoleon and believed that Napoleon's intentions towards Spain were bad. Robinson revealed the plan for the Royal Navy to evacuate La Roma's division from Denmark and take them anywhere in the Spanish Empire that La Roma wanted to go. After talking it over with his staff, La Roma told Robinson to go ahead with the operation. Soon afterwards, the plan was nearly discovered when the Scotsman was picked up by a Danish patrol while attempting to signal a British warship of Fulham, but he managed to talk his way out of the situation, but he was not sure if the message had got to the British ship. On the 23rd of January 1808, the Admiralty sent a Spanish envoy to Commodore Keats, who was commanding a fleet in the Belt and Sound, requesting him to open communications with the Spanish commander with the view to evacuate the Spanish division. With Keats and La Roma's secret communications set up between the two, they began to set up a plan to evacuate the Spanish division. La Roma let a few trusted subordinates into the secret, with the pro-French Brigadier General Jean de Kindelin being left out of the loop. The plan to evacuate the Spanish division was having them concentrated under the cover of a general review by Marshal Bernadotte, but the plot was not carried out due to the orders arriving from France for all Spanish soldiers to swear an oath of loyalty to King Joseph Bonaparte. In Jutland and Funen, the officers took the oath while ignoring their soldiers who swore allegiance to Prince Ferdinand. But Zealand, there was a full-scale mutiny on the 31st of July 1808, with them killing General Francis Nicholas Fernando's aide-de-camp. The next day, they were forced to surrender to a superior Danish force. The incident alarmed Bernadotte, and before he could take strong measures, La Roma got news that the British fleet was ready, and on the 7th of August, the Spanish took Nyborg, and the third-rate ship of the line, HMS Egner, captured the Danish brig Fama and the gun cutter Suman, which were protecting the port. Most of the Spanish division managed to escape, but 4,500 were captured, with the rest of La Roma's division arriving in Santander on the 11th of October and joined General Joaquin Blake's army. And on the 13th of February 1809, Napoleon issued a decree for the formation of the Joseph Napoleon Regiment, with it being formed under French organization and regulations, with the regiment being under the command of Jean Quillen. But recruits for the new regiment proved to be difficult, since it was to be formed entirely from Spanish POWs, and it was hard to tell those recruits who were loyal to France and those who would desert and fight against France. By the spring of 1810, the regiment was at full strength, but due to questions of the regiment's loyalty, they were put on garrison duty in Italy, Netherlands, Germany, and France. The regiment would first see combat during Napoleon's invasion of Russia, with the 1st and 4th Battalion being under the command of Prince Eugene's 4th Corps, and the 2nd and 3rd Battalion under the command of Marshal Davout's 1st Corps. They fought in the battles of Sciorradino, Borodino, Caracino, and Berenzia, and during the retreat, 300 soldiers defected to the Russians. The Joseph Napoleon Regiment would take part in the 1813 German campaign. By mid-1813, the regiment was now reduced to a single battalion, and on the 25th of November 1813, the regiment was disbanded and was converted into a pioneer regiment, which was later disbanded on the 17th of April 1814. If you like this video, like and subscribe. See you next time.